Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the prison called life. We are back again in the prison called life. Now, what I've come to learn over the years is that so many of us, we tend to sell our souls just so we can be accepted into whatever it is we want to be accepted into. We tend to compromise our values. We tend to compromise the things that we believe in, just so we can get people to acknowledge us and validate us, you know. But, and when I mean selling souls, I mean your authenticity, who you are. We tend to compromise who we really are so that we can fit in, you know. And this is something that few of us will master. This is something that few of us will be capable of doing. What I'm talking about is that you cannot really force people to like you. You cannot really force people to validate you, to acknowledge you. What you can do in this life is to constantly be yourself. No matter how selfish you may seem, no matter how stupid you may seem, no matter how arrogant people think you are, but really you're just being yourself, And when people don't like you, that has nothing to do with you, that has everything to do with them, you know. Remember, if I see a lion and say, you know what, I hate lions, I'm just making an example. And I say, you know what, I hate lions. What wrong did the lion do except just being a lion? The lion is still gonna continue to eat meat, and I'm gonna be there judging the lion and say, you know what, I hate lions. I hate lions. Lions, they hurt other animals. I want this lion to be a vegan. I want this lion to start eating grass. And the lion's gonna look at me like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Because I'm a lion. And that's the same attitude that we're supposed to have. You're supposed to say, if somebody says, you know what I hate? I don't like your hair. I don't like the fact that, you look like this. I don't like the clothes that you wear. You look at the person, you say, what are you talking about? Because this is just who I am. So there's people like that. There's people like that who don't mind selling their souls, for money, again, when I'm talking about soul, I'm talking about your authenticity. Because I know that people will say, oh, there are no souls, or people are so close-minded, they cannot, they just take everything literal. People cannot see that, okay, this is an alternate word for something else, because I tend to notice that so many people are close-minded, But when I'm talking about souls, I'm talking about your authenticity, just who you are as a person. People compromise that. You end up changing who you are so that, you can get more money, women can like you. And I'm here trying to tell you that, listen, at the end of the day, who you truly are is going to end up revealing itself. The more you hang around those people that you think that, oh, they like me for 1, 2, 3. No. It is going to reveal itself as time goes on, because who you are is ultimately etched in stone. You cannot really change who you are. You cannot. There are so many people who have tried to change who they really are, but they cannot, because that thing is in their genes, it's in their DNA. Who you are, it's not up to you to decide. You just have to embrace it. I mean, I've tried to do a little soul selling. I've tried, to act like I'm Christian, so people can not judge me. Sometimes you just don't want to expose who you are too much, because you know the type of reaction you're gonna get. So it's better to omit, you know, who you are. If somebody asks you, what do you think about, God, Jesus, sometimes just tend to say, yeah, man, like, yeah, I love God, I believe in God. And you just get it moving, but you know for a fact that you don't care, but you're doing it because you don't want the other person to be judging you. And then that will be the topic for the day. Can you believe this guy? He says he doesn't believe in God. What? How are you supposed to live? How are the ants living? What do you mean, how am I supposed to live? I live by eating food, and because there's some people that think if you don't believe in this, then there's no way you can survive. There's just no way. And you're close-minded, because people survive all the time without ever believing in what you're believing in. So sometimes you just say that, and just to get it moving. But for me, when I do that, it's not because I particularly want them to like me, but it's only because I don't want to be the topic for the day. I don't want people to be looking at me weird and thinking, sometimes it's just not worth it to expose who you are all the time. But it is necessary for you not to lose who you are, because when you end up losing who you are, here's what's going to happen. When it's time for you to make decisions, you won't know if the decisions you're making, is it for yourself or is it to impress other people. You'll always be caught between two identities. You won't know in life what you really want. That's the thing that sucks with people pleasing, is that now you end up losing who you are, because you're always just trying to please people. You end up losing your authenticity. You end up losing your taste. You end up losing your style. You end up losing your soul. You end up losing all the composition that truly makes who you are as a person or as a human being. Your true nature gets lost because you're trying to please people, and it happens because as a human being, you try to fit in with others because of why? Social belonging. You're a social creature, so being alone for a long time tends to also be, debilitating. So, it is what it is. But some things you can omit them, and not really. What you can do is not really talk a lot about yourself, until you get to that point where you're comfortable to say, yeah, this is me, this is what I believe in. But still then, keep some things for yourself, because not everybody is going to accept that. That's what you must understand about the world. Not everybody is going to accept who you are. So who you are should only be for yourself, not even for your girlfriend or for your boyfriend. Or should only be for yourself. But at the same time, don't really try to hide who you are, so that people, can like you, because if you do that, at the end of the day, your true self is going to reveal itself. If you really try so hard to mask who you are, it is going to reveal itself, and by that time people will be like, get the hell out of here. And then, but over time people say, I like this guy, he's true to himself. He's, because sometimes when you're authentic, you tend to inspire other people, because that's what they want to be, but they cannot, because they're scared. So yeah, man, you can't force people to like you. Stay true to yourself, but at the same time, don't expose yourself a lot. You know, don't tell people all about yourself. This is DeadMf and I'm signing out.